All right. Speaking of trashing, George, The Athletic, they do their quarterback tiers, every season. And where they talk to 50 NFL coaches and evaluators around the league. And they rate the quarterbacks by tiers. And I want to get your take on some of these selections. So, tier 1, Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson. So the one that might surprise some people, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Deshaun Watson all on tier 1. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. In tier 1, my only caveat to that is I may replace Deshaun Watson with Tom Brady right now because I look at, if you're a tier 1 quarterback, that puts you in elite category and elite territory. And to me, that means that you are in the short list of quarterbacks who, if I give you adverse circumstances, you're down a field goal, you're down 6 points with under 2 minutes to go, no timeouts. I put you on your own 5-yard line, and the other team and the other team's fans are shaking in their boots. They're like, "Oh Lord, we're going to lose this game." No, and those are adverse circumstances. And those quarterbacks are the top 4 guys at this point in time, where you got Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and then Drew Brees can still get it done, particularly when they're playing indoors. And Deshaun Watson, even though he has had a comeback, it's still not of that. He still hasn't had enough of those great moments yet for me to put him in the tier 1. And Brady, we talked to Warren Moon, and he's fallen off a little, like he's fallen off some the last 3 years, but he's still got that championship DNA. He just won like a couple seasons ago.
2 years ago.
I don't have a problem there. I do think, though, Chris, that some people will be surprised that Lamar Jackson wasn't in there after he was the MVP. And the way I look at it, no, go on.
No, go ahead.
Is that Lamar Jackson is growing as a passer. And the fact that he is so dynamic with his legs, the Ravens' running game is so good, and Greg Roman has done an amazing job tailoring the offense around Lamar Jackson while he's still growing as a passer. But he gets helped by the running game so much, like Jimmy Garoppolo does. So when you're so dynamic, the linebackers suck up on play action, so then your windows to complete passes are a lot cleaner. And that's why Lamar, when he has struggled his first year in the playoffs, and last year he performed well, particularly, his stats kind of piled up in the second half of the playoff game, but you have to perform well in must-throw opportunities, and he hasn't quite proven that he's there yet. The same as a Jimmy Garoppolo and all of that, but Lamar Jackson's dynamicness of his legs adds to his threat. That is.
George Wrightster, I've got beef.
What?
All right, not with you so much, but the list. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever grip the pigskin.
Don't you do this, Chris.
Aaron Rodgers 5 years ago was still the best quarterback in the league. Well, Peyton had an argument, but But Aaron Rodgers today, at age 36, going on 37 in December, coming off 2 straight seasons of 62% completions, subpar by today's standards if you didn't know. Coming off a year where his passer rating was the lowest since 2015. I just don't know. I saw him against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game.
With nothing. The dude had nothing, and the hold on.
You had your turn.
Okay.
You had 5 minutes. and you jibber jabbed and you talked about all types of things, and now I'm making a point you want to butt in.
Okay, go on, Chris. Tell me when
I
you're
would
done.
love nothing more. Well, I'm not going to go that far. I would love to see. I mean, even in a football context, because I would love to see Cam have a great year. I'd rather see that than Aaron Rodgers. I'd rather see Pat Mahomes continue his stuff and Lamar Jackson. So there's some things I'd rather see on the football field than Aaron Rodgers have a bounce back year. But I would love to see Aaron Rodgers have a bounce back year. But I'm wondering, I'm skeptical. I don't know. He had a running game last year. It didn't matter.
If you notice, it did.
He had
matter.
Devontae Adams last year.
Oh,
it didn't matter when it counted.
Not in the playoffs. If you notice, Chris.
That's when it counts.
Chris, if you notice, last year, let's look at the playoff game versus the 49ers. The Packers got dominated up front. Absolutely just destroyed.
I'll admit it's a bad matchup. But still, this is a pattern.
Hold on.
As the preachers would say, George, and I know you know this is a pattern.
Look at the Super
You know what I'm saying.
And now we're going to go to the Super Bowl. That same 49ers pass.
We haven't even the Super Bowl.
Hold on. The same 49ers pass rush was giving the Chiefs a nightmare until Patrick Mahomes made a couple superhero plays. And Aaron Rodgers, here is the one question that I'm going to ask you about his tier one. If you give Aaron Rodgers the ball with a minute and 50 seconds, he's down by 5 points, and a timeout against anybody except that San Francisco 49ers pass rush, which is one of the best that we've ever seen, do you believe that he is going to win that football game?
I believe he has a good shot. But here's the thing.
Okay, exactly.
The football game lasts more than a minute and 50 seconds.
That's
and
where
also,
elite
you
quarterbacks
can't pick
are made.
Your opponent and say anybody but.
I'm saying no quarterback
George,
in the league you would give them that circumstance. No other quarterback you would pick them.
Though, George, Aaron Rodgers historically in NFC championship games has wet the bed. There's no other way to put it. This is a guy that never throws interceptions. Has several of, I think he's got six interceptions and 7 TDs or something like that. Rob G, look that up. In the NFC championships game, in like 4 of them. I'm just saying, look, again, big fan of Aaron Rodgers. But lately, he has not been as good. And I'm wondering, what is that, Rob G?
I try to tell you here, Chris, but I do have the numbers on Aaron Rodgers historically.
Give me those NFC. So for George Wrightster, because he needs to hear this.
4 NFC title games for Aaron Rodgers. He's 1-3, completing 63.5% of his passes, 6.9 yards per attempt for only a 1,035 yards over 4 games, which is very low for him. 6 touchdowns, 7 picks, QB rating of 78.
George.
Yeah.
So you give me your scenario, a minute 50 left, you're down, you got a timeout, are you winning? If it's in November 14th, yes, I'm winning. September 21st, yes, I'm winning. December 7th, I'm winning. January? Not
Chris,
so much.
How dare you, bro?
I mean,
because if you are playing in the NFC Championship game, you lose that game, that means that the team that beat you either wins the Super Bowl or lost the Super Bowl. So you are playing against either the best team in the whole National Football League or the second best team in the entire National Football League.
No,
Chris, hold on. It does not matter.
I'm not holding the losses. I didn't bring up the 1-3. That was just thrown in by Rob. It's a fact. I'm looking at a guy that has thrown 6 interceptions in the last
I am
two
going to
seasons.
give
Hold
you.
on, hold on,
I'm
let
going to
me
give you
finish.
the prime
Let me
example,
finish.
Chris.
Let me finish.
Okay, go.
Let me finish. He's got 6 interceptions in the last 2 seasons. 32 games in the regular season, he's got 6 interceptions.
Yep.
In 4 NFC Championships games, he's got 7.
Wideouts have been hurt, Chris. He's trying to fit balls in holes when he doesn't have the talent to support it.
So he's not Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady's done it with all manner of Riche Caldwell and God rest his soul.
Who has had a better
Deion Branch?
Hold on. If you gave Aaron Rodgers
Mike
Bill
McCarthy's
Belichick,
not lunch
he
meat,
would have 8
chopped
Super
liver.
Bowls. If you gave
You know
Aaron
what?
Rodgers,
If I was 7 foot 300 pounds, I'd be Shaq. So what?
no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. He's got more athletic.
I mean, I'd be Felton Spencer.
Well, Chris, the point is that I'm gonna give you an example because you threw out these stats at me, right? Let me look at the perception versus, because there is nuance to the numbers. Last year he didn't have his wideouts. Of the other NFC championship. Hold up, he did not have his wideouts. So the point is this, Chris. Let's look at perception versus some cherry pick stats. If you look at the NBA, who did every single when they voted when they took player polls, who did they say 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago that they wanted to take the last shot in the game? Kobe Bryant. But if you listen to Nick Wright, you listen to Shannon Sharp, you listen to other people, they've cherry picked these stats and they will tell you who is the quote unquote most clutch player of all time. They will tell you that it's LeBron, right?
LeBron's got numbers.
But
but you'd rather have Mike in the club.
Correct. But when you look at there's a difference between numbers, perception, and the way people see things, and they can they can decipher through the nuance.
What?
It's the same thing.
You got nothing
You
to
can
say.
decipher.
You're
No,
stumbling, you're
Chris, you
stammering,
can
you're
go through the
stuttering.
nuance. You can decipher. Your eyes can tell you the difference between the nuance.
These $10 words because you don't have a point. And what
Aaron
you talking
Rodgers.
about? Aaron didn't have his receivers in the playoffs. Devontae Adams played. Jimmy Graham played. What is this?
Jimmy Graham has been held together with sticks and duct tape for the last 5 years of his career, man.
He had the
he
same
ain't the
receiver.
same guy.
Hold on.
He is not the same guy as he was in New Orleans.
Same receivers in the playoffs that he had in the regular season. Where's this? He didn't have. Devontae Adams had 9 catches.
Where was anybody else?
Jones was there.
Where was anybody else? That's the point.
I'll give you that.
You're playing against the 49ers, one of the best defenses of all time, Chris.
Rob G got a little info.
Yeah, a little info to help George's case a little bit, because it seems like Chris is cherry picking because he got the information from me earlier. So let me share some other information that might help George's case. Now, in Aaron Rodgers' 8 career playoff losses, his defense gave up 45, 37, 45. Then Aaron Rodgers leads a game-time drive, never gets the ball again. Leads game-time drive, never gets the ball again. Leads game-time drive, never gets the ball again. Defense gives up 44, defense gives up 37. So is it really Aaron Rodgers' fault why he's not getting it done in the playoffs?
When was the last, of all those games, Rob G, when was the last one?
Against the 49ers.
Last year.
Look, obviously.
You're stumbling, Chris. You're stumbling. You're stumbling. Come on, get it out, Chris. Let's go.
That loss to the Niners was not, the defense wasn't good. Obviously, they gave up 37 points. But don't act like, oh gosh, it was the defense and Aaron had nothing to do with it. The game mattered for the first half. And
Chris,
Aaron
you're not going to put up
nothing.
Fantastic stats against one of the best defenses of all time. You needed to have like a 14-17 game for the Packers to win that game.
My point
their defense gave them no shot.
They looked terrible in the first half offensively.
Didn't the Kansas City Chiefs look terrible in the first half? Didn't the Kansas City Chiefs look terrible?
Not as bad as the Packers. They were in the game.
That's why they're Super Bowl champions. That's the difference.
Rob G, what you doing?
Their team got physically dominated.
It was that bad. He had a tag team.
No,
the
because
tag
he
team
knew
for you. It
he
was
knew
that
that you were
bad.
going to. He knew that he gave you some information earlier, and that was the only way that you were going to have a shot, and then you had to come back and you had to get dunked on.
877-99 on Fox. I just brought it up. You notice I didn't even give a definitive he definitely is not tier one. I'm just saying, let's not act like he's an automatic tier one anymore. What do you think? 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Is Aaron Rodgers still a tier one quarterback or not?
We're going to get to Ham in Jersey. Welcome to the Odd Couple.
What's up, guys? This is
What's up,
blasphemy.
Ham?
Chris, how could you wake up this morning to demote Aaron Rodgers to tier 2? Are you crazy? George is right. The coach, he lost his quarterback coach the year before. Last year he was dealing with a brand new head coach and having to deal with no defense. Did you ever stop and think that he had to carry the team year after year after year, that finally when he gets to the playoffs, he's all burnt out? Not to mention the injuries.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel so sorry for Aaron. I'm sorry. I didn't know that he's burnt out. Okay, we making excuses. It's become a pity party. Now we're making excuses? Is this a lifetime achievement award? I'll give you Hall of Famer, first ballot, one of the greatest to ever do it, better than Brett Favre.
Yes, he's better than
all
Brett
of
Favre.
that.
Brett Favre's numbers were a product of inevitability. You put a really good quarterback playing for 50 years, and yes,
I'm not going to diss Brett. Brett was legit. And I think you can make an argument. I think you can make an argument for Brett over Aaron.
No,
I would take
you
Aaron.
cannot.
Yeah. You could.
The
Three
dude
straight
threw
MVPs.
The most interceptions in
it was a different
NFL
era.
history compared to one of the people
back then
who
was
take
throwing
Aaron
a lot of
Rodgers
picks.
throws. Aaron Rodgers' TD
threw
to
the most,
interception
I know,
ratio is one of the best, if not the best in NFL history.
Like I said,
All right.
I would take Aaron, but I think you can make an argument for
you
Brett.
lost the first call. You lost the first call, and now you're trying to filibuster. That way you don't lose anymore.
Go ahead.
John in North Carolina. Welcome to the Odd Couple.
How y'all guys doing?
What's up, man?
Good.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with you. To me, Aaron Rodgers ain't been a top tier quarterback in the past 4 years.
Keep it real. Keeping it real.
I don't understand where this notion came from that, he doesn't have a defense. Well, last time I checked, didn't Tom Brady have the most bendable defense ever against the Falcons, where they gave up, 20-some odd points, and then eventually he came back just to win the Super Bowl?
Well, this is not. I can't. No. Hold up. I got lost on the call when he said he hasn't been elite for the last 4 years.
Four is a little long, but
hold on, because when you go back, this man threw 40 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and then he came back and was hurt. And then followed that up with 25-2 and 26-4. Man, these interception to touchdown ratios are unheard of. Tom Brady can't even touch these.
That's because he throws it out of bounds a lot, like Franco Harris used to run out of bounds.
Yeah, okay. Brian in Boise, welcome to the Odd Couple.
Chris, George, thank you guys for taking my call. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you, man. Don't make it the last.
I hope not to. So here's my take on it, and I have a little bit of a different, and I'm not going to say I'm biased. I've known Aaron for a while, played against him in high school. So I think where I sit is from the realm of actual NFL football, he is tier 1. From the realm of fantasy football, where I think a lot of people get it twisted, you can make a case, and he probably is, tier 2 because of system, lack of a number 2 wide receiver, all that jazz, coach philosophy, all that. But I think a lot of people manipulate actual NFL to where they rank from the fantasy sports standings.
That's an intelligent call, because I do think George, there's some truth to that. I think some of these people that do these rankings, now this one, of course, was, coaches and executives. They're not thinking about fantasy football. But a lot of times when people do a lot of these rankings, I do think they're thinking some of that fantasy, real, what have you. So that was a good, intelligent call from my man in Boise. All right,